recording for the YouTubes. Tying ahead here on, oh, that's funny. They're playing the Madam Banana deck. They're actually playing, they top 8'd the Bash with Redlings yesterday. Lost the coin flip here. It's okay. Exciting, but fine. Double Webspawn, it's got all of our thresholds, so I think it's a keep. I'm gonna hold on to that Necropolis coin for now, because we're hitting our first 3 resources guaranteed, so there's a pretty good chance we're just gonna want to cycle this coin. So opponent is likely playing the Hideous Conversion combo deck. This out, play Wicked Webspawn. Depending on what they play this turn, I might just Rustbucket. Alright, we could be dead here. So, Hideous Conversion is a combo deck. It's based around this card named Hideous Conversion. Lets them sacrifice a troop to gain... Someone was asking what 1-0 means earlier. Gain just a temporary resource. So, we'll just auto-pass our turn here. They sacrifice both their lackeys to gain some resources here. Drew 2 cards, because when Lackey dies, they draw a card. Like I mentioned earlier, before we started recording, the Hideous Conversion deck is really powerful, and it can kill on turn 3 or turn 4. I think you could theoretically kill on turn 1... or kill on turn 2 even if you have a troop on 1, but this deck isn't terribly consistent because it doesn't have ways to find Hideous Conversion, so if it doesn't just have the Hideous Conversion by turn 3 or turn 4, it's often just like fumbling around playing this awkward collection of hex cards. So how the deck actually combos is, the deck will get 4 troops into its discard pile, and then put its champion power onto a Deathseeker that's scrounged, and then sack Deathseeker over and over and over again to generate a bunch of phantoms thanks to this. And see here, opponent played another powerful enabler, so they've sacrificed all these troops, and then Harvest of Sorrow says draw a card for each of your troops that died this turn. So this is, again, this is actually one of the cards that's on the watch list for Immortal. And honestly, I could see this card being banned even just based on, like, a quality of life type thing. Like, having this card be legal in the format, like, me just sitting here while my opponent does stuff for 3 minutes, like, that started on the 3rd turn of the game where I just, like, had very, very little access to interact with them, like, isn't particularly interesting. It's, like, not any more or less interesting than, like, getting Lazgar's Vengeance out of the game, which also isn't a feel good. So because my opponent burned their champion power already, they can't actually combo because they need their champion power to combo with this. War Machinist is a pretty good draw. 10 out of 10, I'm going to play that out. Yeah, it's not a good user experience is the best way to put it. I'm going to go ahead and create a worker bot here off this resource, which not only gives us a blocker, but triggers by War Machinist to deal some damage to my opponent. I'll go ahead and hit this to deal some damage to my opponent, and then crack in with these Dreadlings. So, their Deathseeker just pops back into their hand here. I'm just going to play this other Wicked Webspawn back out. And then next turn, we can actually Rustbucket Distractor, make 4 Dreadlings, and then that'll deal 4 damage directly to my opponent on my War Machinist, and then we'll be able to attack in as well. Should be nice. Let's see if they have a Crusader here or not. They do have a Crusader with life drain usually. Yep, so we will 10 out of 10 Rustbucket scrounge onto that one. I might actually, if we draw like a Cremate here. Are they dead? I think they might be dead. I'm gonna scrounge this. Make 4 Dreadlings, which deals 4 damage to my opponent. This can't block. A Cremate, scrounge, hit my opponent in the face. Makes 4 Dreadlings, which deals 4 damage. Then they go to 6, and then I attack them. I don't even think I need this coin, right? Rawr. Hi, creature. I love you. But you're loud and obnoxious. Good thing we didn't cut that one for a Blamsmith, right? Damage? Okuna coin, sure. Still dead. -3, alright. Yeah, and that's another reason why, right? Yeah. Alright, so I want Noxious Glory in this matchup because sometimes they combo with Phantoms and then you can beat that. Blight Knight beats their combo as well. Just to send the message of how dead they are, right? Lazgar's Vengeance is good this matchup because it cleans up after they combo. I think Rustbucket Distractor's... Nah, Rustbucket Distractor's probably fine. Taking the Crusader out of the equation is pretty good. What am I supposed to cut? Is Cremate actually the cut? Yeah, that might be the case. Have you ever thought about auditioning your child screams for a monster movie? Right? Things I should seriously consider. Need to monetize these screams very badly. I think I'm going to cut 1 Wicked Webspawn and 1 Deathseeker. As good as Wicked Webspawn was there, I'm cutting 4 Scrounge cards, so I think I want slightly less Scrounge payoff, basically. I only have 9 Scrounge cards, 10 Scrounge cards left. Yeah, maybe that's enough to leave Wicked Webspawn. Maybe that's silly. Actually, not sure. Rip Cremate for the win, immediately board out all the Cremates. Alright. This hand might be ambitious, but I feel like I'm allowed to keep. Ooh, more limestone. So each of these limestones deal 3 damage to my opponent because I have 3 copies of War Machinist. This deals damage to my opponent whenever an artifact enters play under our control. Well, I don't have any, I don't have any, what's it called? The tilt. I think I'm supposed to offer that trade. It takes my Lazgars down, which is pretty important in this matchup. It means my Rustbucket can scrounge next turn. So like if they play like a Crusader here. Their namesake constant again here. I think all of these decks are bad, Show. I think arguing which version of the bad deck is best is kind of a silly exercise. I think all of these decks are like inconsistent. The reason why the deck that my opponent is playing feels good is because it feels bad to lose. When this deck is winning, it feels bad to lose to the Hideous Conversion deck, but the Hideous Conversion deck actually isn't consistent. So, like, it's not actually good because it's not consistent. And it's like, sure, if they have a Deathseeker here, I'm going to lose the game, and I feel bad for having lost the game on the third turn effectively, but like again, they had to have this card in the top 10 cards of their deck, and there's going to be, you know, a percentage of games where that doesn't happen, and there's going to be a percentage of games like last game where they had it and they didn't win anyways. I already 2-0'd my opponent. We'll just see how many Lazgar's Vengeance matches we can get in per round. I mean, like, this one might actually take us a little while because, like, my opponent is, like, vigorously masturbating on my screen. And they burn their champion power here, so we're probably not getting comboed this turn then. No, we're just gonna play the Immortal event. Not planning to play any Magic this afternoon. We'll kick off with some Magic tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna play Tron. I've got 3 donation deck lists in the queue, and I kinda wanna play some more Temur Delver before the weekend. What is the Anna combo? So, the combo is you put Anna's champion power, Deathcry, summon a Phantom on Deathseeker, and then you scrounge the Deathseeker so that way it comes back to your hand when it dies, and you sack the Deathseeker over and over again to Hideous Conversion, making an arbitrarily large number of Phantoms. So my opponent scrounged this, but like, they already burned their champion power, so like, what are you doing here, opponent? You have 2 scrounged Deathseekers, deal. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I top 8. I want to try it again. Like, it put up good results this weekend. There were 3 copies in the day 2 of the Open, and 2 of them top 32. 1 of them top 8'd. So like, those are pretty good conversion rates. The decks that were played in the Open were also a pretty different configuration than when I played yesterday from Eternal Weekend. So I want to try it for that reason too. Hex Primal is a web store. Think of them as MTGO traders or Star City Games for Hex TCG. And Hex Shards of Fate is Hex itself. Hex Shards of Fate is like Magic the Gathering. Like, Hex Shards of Fate is the actual game. And Hex Primal is a store that sells cards for the game. Right, I'm going to scrounge this. One of these dorks can't block. I think I'm just going to hit this for 1 guy here. And then I can attack with these 3 things. They're going to eat my War Machinist, but then like I can cast Lazgar's Vengeance next turn, which seems great. If they have a Wicked Webspawn, we'll lose the game here. So we're going to lose to a Wicked Webspawn allows them to generate an arbitrarily large number of Dreadlings, which have speed. Yep. So how this works is my opponent scrounges the Deathseeker, which makes 2 Dreadlings. And then they sacrifice the Deathseeker and sacrifice 1 Dreadling to put more Scrounge Fodder in their bin. And then every time they do this cycle, they make 1 more Dreadling with speed. So better is subjective. I enjoy the gameplay that Hex produces more than I enjoy a lot of the gameplay that Magic produces these days, but that is completely subjective. It's more than 90% cheaper than Magic the Gathering. Or, 90%, sorry, it's not 90% the cost of Magic the Gathering, but it's also not 90% cheaper. Probably about 50%, 40%, somewhere in there. Depends on the season. It is a full TCG as well, so like, the price of cards fluctuates based on market demand and how many packs are being opened. If you come from a Magic background, learning Hex is fairly straightforward. If you're looking for an enjoyable digital experience in a complex game that offers depth on the computer, there's really no beating Hex. Yep. Sand is great. It needs another ruby for these Lazgar's Vengeances, but maybe we'll have a game where our opponent doesn't have their Hideous Conversion on turn 3. And we won one of those games anyways, so like we can maybe still win even if they have it again. But if we hit our second ruby on time, we're gonna be a pretty good spot. Lead on our coin is a slow shard here, it's because we don't have extra shards anyways. So Cryptcurse Knight has speed. It says when this deals combat damage to an opposing champion, create another Cryptcurse Knight and put it into your hand. So we're gonna get to smack them with this Cryptcurse Knight and make another Cryptcurse Knight here. That is amazing. Please, can we draw a ruby next turn? If we miss on a ruby, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. So this attacks, it takes our Lazgar's Vengeance down, it creates another Cryptcurse Knight, which also has speed. It is a fluke that this new Cryptcurse Knight also has speed. When you get a card that's created, that's socketed like this, it's random which gem that it gets in your hand. Them having a 4/4 is pretty good. Non-slow shard, please. Alright, perfect, and it's a ruby. So let's do this. Hit this. I'm gonna Underworld Crusader. The question is, do I want to hit my champion power or not? I feel like I don't. I'm just gonna smash with the Crusader. My champion power makes a Dreadling for every it makes a Dreadling for every Underworld troop type I control. So if I wait one more turn and like play Emperor's Lackey out, I'll be able to what's the word I'm searching for? I'll be able to make an additional Dreadling with it. Yeah, Hex is completely free to play if you want it to be. And the big selling point is, if you're looking to sample it competitively too, is that the ladder is completely free to play. So if you invest a tiny amount of money in a competitive budget deck, which there's links to budget decks on my blog that are like $20 to buy outright, you can get a feel for the game without investing a ton of money into it. Like actually play relevant competitive matches. Alright, here's Slagpot, activation, and then, Do you want to make one of these not be able to block? No, because then they can just sacrifice to revert this anyways. I'm gonna smash. I'm just gonna smash like this. Lazgar's Vengeance just tick down to 3 here. They're going down to 8. Just gonna play this other Cryptcurse Knight out since I have the resources here this turn. They are very dead on our next turn, you're not wrong. Like I said, the conversion deck feels bad when you lose to it because you're just like sitting there in misery, but like in actuality the conversion deck isn't very good. Alright, so Lazgar's Vengeance, this is a card that's on the watch list in Immortal. It starts as 8 and ticks down every time. Whoa, why would you do that? That's so terrible. Why would you make your phantoms now and then? I don't understand. But alright, attack you with everything. So this Lazgar's Vengeance gets cheaper every time we attack with a troop. So this one went from 3 to -1, so I get to play this one for free. Got him. It's gonna be banned. Yeah, I think this format would be good if Lazgar's Vengeance was no longer a thing. Alright. Take a look at the replay client here. Limestone versus Android. The Screecher creature is definitely a thing. You are not wrong. Download real quick here. So what you're seeing here is this is something that my account has special access to because I do coverage for Hex stuff. This is what we use to pull the matches up for the primal coverage stuff, or the bash coverage stuff. So I'm able to go out here and peek in. So he's, oh, look at this. Someone else, 2 people who wanted to win today. Looks like I would not be surprised if this is like a 74, 75 card beer batch. Just Redlings, time to go to work. Pretty good hands on both sides of the table here. The turn 1 Deathseeker on the play is pretty good from Limestone side of the table. Klutz has an okay start. I'm actually a little bit surprised here. I think Andrew made a mistake. I think he's supposed to have made a, so let's zoom in here on one of these for a second. Limestone can make a worker bot if you have a dwarf in your hand. So I think Andrew actually made a mistake on the first turn of the game and should have made a worker bot with this Limestone to trade with this Deathseeker. I'm gonna give away the dirty secret to winning the Redlings beer. Block as much as possible. That's the dirty secret. If you want to be, oh, we drew a Underworld because that was a very good draw. Made a worker bot now. Yeah, I think that worker bot was a turn behind. So like Klutz took two points of damage from this and gave Limestone an additional assault trigger by not doing it. So we're down 2 points of health, and Limestone is up a trigger on the Lazgar's Vengeance. Hey Klutz, did you see my deck list? I'm up to 3 Limestone in mine. So Klutz is pretty far behind here at this point because the Lazgar's Vengeance has ticked down on Limestone side of the table. There's no boards on either side, so like Klutz basically has to like play. We don't have 3 troops start, but yeah, he has to like play this Underworld Crusader and like hope the opponent doesn't have the Lazgars, and Limestone has the Lazgars, so they're just gonna die. Oh, we're just attacking. Alright, that's fair. Are there any other Immortal only ones you should consider? No, I don't think so. The only gems I use in this deck, I use Swift Strike and Gladiator post board a lot of the time, but that's about it. And then Klutz is gonna be very dead here. Yeah, so like, actually, if Andrew was up 2 points of life, he'd be in a pretty good spot here, actually, right? Yeah, I feel like if we were up 2 points of life, Andrew would have had, what's our draw step here? Yeah, right? Like, depending on like what this Necropolis coin finds, I feel like, yeah, I think Klutz would have won this game. Would that have been a thing that happened? This is at 5, this is at 5. Oh, these are both at 5? I guess we haven't really attacked, huh? Maybe not. It's close. Feels close. So we do this. This Lazgar's Vengeance cleans the board. So this does 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's 1 point of damage short here. Right? Or 1 point of damage short. Lazgar's Vengeance was 4. This drain is 5, 6. And then this is 11, 12. And again, this Cremate's going to be lethal, but it wouldn't be lethal if Andrew hadn't taken 2 points of damage on the first turn of the game. So, if Andrew hadn't taken 2 points of damage on the first turn of the game, he'd have won this game. So that turn 1 sequencing, people like to write off these aggressive mirrors. Like, don't get me wrong, Lazgar's Vengeance is a completely fucked card. Like, this card is very good and should not be legal. But people like to write off these mirror matches where Lazgar's Vengeance is in play as there's no skill and it's all variance and it's whose draws better. But Andrew was on the back foot this entire game and would have won had he played his correct resource with the right mode on turn 1. Which is like, that's a really important takeaway for me as a TCG player. I actually like this Redlings deck too, which is another reason why I'm playing it. In addition to being obnoxiously powerful, there are a ton of really small sequencing decisions that you get to make that allow you to leverage play skill to win games or lose games in this case. And there's a bunch of people in, oh, there's people in game 2s down here. All right, let's queue up the next one. I don't know if we're gonna have time to watch all 3 games in this match. Spoilers, Klutz wins this one because there's a 3rd game. So, both players are playing the same champion, so important to note that Andrew is on the bottom now. Hand is pretty good from Andrew. Hand is decent from Limestone. Limestone has double Lazgar's Vengeance, but doesn't have a curve just yet. Webspawn on 2. I wonder if we see Blamsmith or Webspawn here. I feel like it's Webspawn, but I'm not 100%. I could go either way. Taking the Lazgar's Vengeance on is valuable. Second Lazgar's Vengeance, yep, seems good. Webspawn, so if Klutz hits a resource next turn, we get to go War Machinist into Champ Power swing. There, attack with all the guys and gals. We hit the resource. Wow, and then next turn, this game's gonna end in a burst. So next turn, we get to scrounge the Blamsmith, make 4 Dreadlings with the Wicked Webspawn, and just deal infinite damage. So like, the Dreadlings are gonna deal 8. This will deal 5. So it's 13, 17, 18, just like a clean This is like a swing for 30 here on the 4th turn, right? It's like the 3rd Lazgar's Vengeance is just like a hit for 30 almost. Like, we could block this one, sure. But like... And this is why this is the best Lazgar's Vengeance deck, because you can draw Lazgar's Vengeance on this turn, and now it's free. Like, this Lazgar's Vengeance cost 8 a second ago. Now it costs 0. Didn't even need these other 2. Didn't even need them. And we got Limestone on the bottom again here. Pretty okay hands from both players. Again, having turn 1 Deathseeker on the play is really, really strong. Just like gets in so much damage. Alright, we got turn 1 Deathseeker on the draw. That's pretty good. Worth noting, Andrew does not want to trade these Deathseekers because this Deathseeker is enabling the Sepulchra Crypt Dust in Andrew's hand right now, and he doesn't have an additional necrotic. No attack there is interesting. So now we get to go ahead and play out this Blight Knight, which shuts off the opposing champions, the opposing Slagpot's power effectively. It still puts the troops into the bin, but you're not going to actually get to do anything with them. Why did we cycle a coin instead of jamming a Crusader down their throat? Was there a reason we didn't want to jam a Crusader down their throat? interesting sequencing from Limestone here. Holding Lackey back is interesting. Denies the opponent assault triggers by putting a brick wall up. We get to champ power here, which deals 5 points of damage. Just like turning the champion power into Angus's power is so good. If you're on Andrew's side of the table, I might almost attack with the Deathseeker here just to put this. This is at 5 now, right? Yeah, I might have attacked with the Deathseeker there and thrown it away to guarantee that I got to play Lazgar's Vengeance next turn. I feel like... Okay. I like this block from Andrew. So Andrew's saying, okay, I'll trade my Lackey for your Lackey plus your Deathseeker. We're going to 14. The problem here is that we're going to get to clean up with Lazgar's as Andrew, but our opponent's going to get to gas back up. Do we even play the Lazgar's here? We might. It's possible we don't play the Lazgar's there. Alright, yep. Crusader is a messed up card, by the way. Something worth noting too here is that one of the things I really like doing in the Lazgar's Vengeance Mirrors, I'm going to give away all the trade secrets here, is that in the Lazgar's Vengeance Mirrors, I like to regem my Crusaders to Gladiator, so that way they don't die to my opponent's Lazgar's Vengeances. So they're not speedy, so they hit for slightly, they hit a turn later, but they also have one more attack power when they're hitting, so like, it's not that much of a damage difference. It also lets your Crusaders eat their Crusaders and their Emperor's Lackeys in combat, which is also valuable because, as I mentioned earlier, one of the secrets to this mirror match is often just block as much as possible. Like, and unfortunately for Andrew, this is gonna be we had Lazgar's Vengeance and we're dead game. The double Crusader gas back up after the first Vengeance is pretty brutal. He's just dead here, right? We've got the speedy Blamsmith with the Scrounge too. All she wrote. Still somewhat in game 2. Alright, good times, good times. Yeah, came down to card advantage. I agree with that assessment. This is Immortal. Lazgar's Vengeance is pending banning an Immortal. It's pending a ban in the Immortal format. Immortal is Hex's non-rotating format. You mentioned this off with Bob. Do you ever find yourself paired to the same opponent in Hex events? No. In these events, you'll get paired to someone different every single time. Hex doesn't have, like, constructed equivalents of, like, what leagues are. Hex's ladder is completely free to play on, and you still earn prizes while playing on it. And occasionally, you'll pair into the same person for, like, if there's low ladder tier, like, 2 times in a row, or, like, twice in 4 matches, or twice in 5 matches, or whatever. But I'm also not paying a giant premium to play those matches, so, like, I'm less annoyed by that. Yeah, that's fair, Limestone. I do that frequently. Declan Scott, why are you a tiny jerk? If anyone's never seen what a tiny jerk looks like before, this is what a tiny jerk looks like. Who's a brat? Who's a tiny brat? Can you say hi, internet? My name is Declan. Hi. Jake was watching a show on TV and Declan just came up and turned the TV off. Declan Scott. Get down, Screech. Declan gets like this smirk on his face when he knows he's like doing something he shouldn't be doing. Oh no. Oh no, I'm being attacked. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Thanks, Foxkill. Yeah, we're excited to be doing it. The coverage stuff is a lot of fun. So when we've been having fun with it doing Hex coverage, so when Nerd Rage reached out, we're like, hey, we want to give you actual dollar bills to do coverage for us every month. We're like, yes. 10 out of 10 in, we'll take dollar bills to do coverage. Coverage is a blast. Maddie and I have a lot of fun doing it. Looking forward to heading to Chicago and other places in the Midwest once a month to do that. Declan. Your coverage is terrible because it isn't every week, right? Look, Marty, If coverage, all it does is make me dislike other coverage. Unfortunately, I can't justify making the wife have the kids for the entire day to herself without, you know, not it being work. And like the EV I'm playing in the 1Ks is pretty good, so like getting paid to play in a 1K is nice, so I'd like to play in some of them. Can we get Jake and Declan to cast? Declan, what do you think? Hex TCG? Just went to a game 3, tilt. I really wish they'd slash everyone's clocks. Don't take the chair turn. Don't do it. Yeah. You're like my tiny nemesis over here. 20-minute clocks would be great. We have 25-minute clocks in Magic, and their game is way clunkier than Hex. Nah, there's only one left in game 3 here. Yes, we are doing our gosh darndest to make sure Lazgar's vengeance doesn't do anything. I finished my round, watched some Twitch, left, eaten dinner, come back, and still haven't. Yeah, right? Exactly. It's just like... And like the longer tournaments, you'd cut so much time off by just like not... by not having... by like cutting those 10 minutes off. Like, could you imagine if every round in the Bash or the Clash was 10 minutes shorter? No one plays this game apparently, so we're playing against an AI. I don't even remember how to play. This is we'll keep it, I guess. I don't even. So this game, this is something they just posted an update online. Gee. I have no idea. How does this game work? We choose combat? There's greed in a card name. Might as well keep it, right? Alright, I'll block there. I don't remember if the troops heal at the end of turn in this game. I feel like they do. Do I need to reinstall this so you can play against an actual person, right? So, this game, the combat is real time, so like, my opponent and I are choosing simultaneously what's blocking and what's attacking. So they chose to attack here, and I chose to block, and then they ate my guy. That's sad. Alright, things don't appear to heal at end of turn. Destroy target. This costs less if I control a demon. Alright, hey look, I have a demon. Let's kill that. Let's play the Heaven's Guard. Yeah, look at my 6/6. My 6/6 is great. Do we want to block that guy because it's got Infiltrate and I'll attack with my demon? Oh no, they took my thing. Rude. I'm gonna block here and then block here and here. It doesn't look like they heal. I couldn't remember. Oh no, don't murder my guy. I like that guy. Where are my resources? I have 6. Yeah, all the things in a game like this are like contextual is what you have to remember. So like the fact that it has like X stats or whatever, you have to like get used to the fact that it like the resource, the metrics for everything in this game are basically different is what it comes down to. Summon, you take 3 damage. Sure. Turd. Z-bar. Okay. Oh god, I can't feed my children while I play this game. It's terrible. I'm gonna play my 11/11, which actually kills my guy here because he's damaged. Alright, let's just smash. They just chose to do nothing with these? That seems not particularly good. The mechanics in this game are weird because like you decide what you're doing and then your opponent you and your opponent decide what you're doing simultaneously. Which means, like, if I choose to block something with this and my opponent chooses not to attack with it, it just doesn't do anything for the turn. Yeah, they must have rebalanced a bunch of these cards. I remember this card being really messed up, so, like... It's probable that, like, they fixed that. Blast there, unblockable here. Kind of, because you see there's this initiative thing that flips back and forth here. So, if you have initiative, you get to attack first. Also, the order of your attacks are relevant too, because like this thing gets bigger when troops die. So you'll notice I attacked with this last, so that way it had a chance to get bigger from other troops dying before it attacked. All the damaged units die, so now they have to block my infection demon. Look at that. We're gonna beat the computer. +2, +2. Oh yeah, everything gets smaller. My lord of hell. They're dead, right? The computer is so bad at this game, right? That victory. That victory. I wonder if this game is on mobile yet. This feels like a game I would love to play on my phone. All right, I like move around to Hex. Let's redling some people. Back to redlingsing people. Yeah, I was waiting for me to return to Hex too, but we're... Or updates for Android. I can play this on my phone? That sounds great. Where is my phone? Did my child take my phone and run away? Nope, there it is. I'll go first. We'll worry about this later. Alright, so back to the redlinging. Yes, it seems fine. We're on the play. Opponent's likely playing... so they're playing One Eye Open, so this is likely an Ardent aggressive deck. No one drop means my Cryptcurse Knight's gonna get in there, which is great. Got some War Machinists here. If we hit a non-slow shard next turn, we're gonna get to go just like triple War Machinist champion power. That would be kind of insane, right? It would be 6 points of damage plus 2 attackers. Alright, I think because I hit that, I'm gonna wait a turn now, right? So next turn, I could go Wicked Webspawn, War Machinist, and then hit my champ power and deal like 9 to their face. Dude, it's empty. Do we need more water in your water bottle? That'll get some water for you after this game. It's unfortunate. This is cute. They can use their champion power to 4 me here. That doesn't seem particularly profitable. I feel like you want a bigger turn than that. Alright, do I just play this and smash? So I can play this and smash. I think it's actually better to get these set up. This will deal 6 directly. Gonna give me 3 scrounge fodder for later. Attack with this. And then next turn, I can scrounge my Rustbucket. Enter rotation while how does it work? So every even numbered hex set release, the oldest 2 sets rotate out of hex. If you go to hexsets.com, it lays it all out for you. Speedy Crusader, okay. They could smash with everything here and then champ power. Okay. I think that's actually good for us. Yeah, if I just take 9 here, next turn, I Rustbucket, this can't block, they take 4, go to 9, I attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna be 1 short on that though, they block a 2. Take 4. I'm gonna be 1 short next turn. I think I'm just supposed to take this hit here. I might be a turn slow here. If we draw a Cremate, they're super dead. Wait, what? You just think I can't kill you from 13? That's a... Oh, yeah, super. That one... Oh, wait. That one, actually is not lethal because, it's not lethal because we don't have Ruby, but they're dead, right? No, wait, did I miscount that? Dang it, Declan! Counting is hard when you have a child saying owie. I just assumed they were dead. They're not dead, are they? And now we're gonna be done in the backswing? Alright. I probably could have left blockers up and had a chance to win this game, but I wasn't counting because of Declan! I wasn't counting because of Declan! I just assumed they were dead! I just assumed they were dead! Alright, what are we doing here? Clicking submit? I feel like I just want to click submit. I'm just gonna click submit. We're on the play. We'll figure out other stuff later. Hey, don't you dare! I don't know what you just unplugged. That's probably something I need for my computer to work. Just got down on the floor and unplugged the closest USB cord. The fact that they have 25 starting health is a pretty big ticket. Bolt Spasm, that's really aggressive. I'm gonna offer this trade because I'm not blocking. I'm not spending Cremate on this because I'd rather play the Emperor's Lackey this turn. This Emperor's Lackey is just like a brick wall here. I mean, opponent's probably a Lazgar's Vengeance deck as well, right? Your mom is not here. Your mom. The other War Machinist is a good draw. Don't you try and hit my keyboard, you turd. Alright, so we're gonna hit this. And then I'm gonna sacrifice one of these because I'm gonna sack that anyways. And then I'm gonna Cremate that. Attack with squad. I have a Rustbucket Distractor for whatever play they make this turn. No big play. Sure, Righteous Outlaw. There's an easy block on the Outlaw if you operate. Hi, Declan. Nobody ever pays attention to you, huh? You just have a... Screecher, creature! Alright. Making one of their things not block here feels like it. I think I'm actually gonna make this Stalagmage not be able to block. So if they want to block, they have to block with the Righteous Outlaw. Water. I'm not gonna play this coin, I don't think. I think I want to save that as a deal, you two. If they have a Brilliant Tactician here, we could be in trouble. Again, just that 25 starting health, so huge. Armor Herder's pretty good too. It lets them exhaust these and then hit their champion power to flip this Righteous Outlaw into a Scarlet Swordsman and a Brilliant Tactician. Okay, yep. Am I dead? 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, not dead. We're not quite dead, but we're pretty close. What do we need for lethal here? Like, Dread Apprentice? Probably not gonna do it, right? Yeah, gonna be short. Alright, good game's opponent. Them's the beats. This tournament is at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. PST, which is 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're in one of those countries outside of the great United States, you're gonna have to convert that yourself. Yeah, the opponent's deck seemed fine. It's doing a powerful linear thing in the powerful linear thing format. Opponent said thanks for not drawing Lazgar's Vengeance. Yep, so this format sucks. Draw your Lazgar's Vengeance or you die. Get run out by him. Andrew still playing is the question. They're in game 2. Dear Hex, if you're out there, please make it so I don't have to click all these stupid boxes. I just want to find games and not have to click all the stupid boxes. Oh. Did I miss them? I must have missed them, right? Did anyone see Andrew on here? Did I miss him? There it is. All right. Alright. We've got Andrew on the top here playing Redlings versus Stuart Ulk here on the bottom. Looks to be playing the Wild Diamond Life Drain deck that beat Klutz in the finals of the championship. Kind of a medium hand from Andrew on top, but I'd probably keep it. You've got a 1-drop and a Crusader. And on the draw, too, so they have 2 chances to hit yeah, we died to another linear aggro deck. Picked up a 2-drop here. That's pretty good. So that takes Klutz's hand from, like, kind of mediocre to, like, really pretty reasonable. Especially because it's a Wicked Webspawn, so that means we're going to get to go Machinist on 1, Wicked Webspawn on 2, Crusader, Champ Power for 3 on 3. This Master Moss into Forever's Child is a pretty strong curve for Stuart Ulk, though. Picked up another resource for Andrew, but it's also a Necropolis coin, so that's gonna end up cycling into something else. Probably see Shard, Master Moss here. Andrew's probably gonna need to hit a Lazgar's Vengeance sometime soon to have a chance to be in this game. Rustbucket Distractor is pretty good. So we make a worker bot with our limestone. We hit this. I wonder if we're gonna run the Crusader in here or not. No Crusader. Okay, that's fine. We've got the Rustbucket Distractor to make something not block next turn. Probably see Shard Forever's Child here. Yep. Forever's Child, really powerful card that like never really found a good home in Standard during its lifetime. It's going to be rotating soon. 4/4 for 5, life drain. At the end of each turn, if you gained health this turn, summon an Orkin with attack and defense equal to the amount of health that you gained. That's pretty good. So we'll see probably a Shard and a Scrounge Rustbucket Distractor make the Forever's Child not be able to block here. Which triggers the Wicked Webspawn, which triggers the War Machinist. Oh, really? We're making that not be able to block. That's interesting. I don't know if I like that line from Andrew, because this gets to block this Dreadling for free, which means they're going to get to make an Orkin. That seems like it's a mistake. I think I'd make the Wrathwood Master Moss not block there. We like made a 5/5 not be able to block to like give them a 4/4. Another Forever's Child, so not looking good. Not looking good for Team Redlings. Come across for 9 here. I wonder if this worker bot's gonna hop in the way. I'd be too surprised to see that. Yep. So we get to another Forever's Child here, which is gonna make 2 more Orkins, 1 for each Forever's Child. So we get a second War Machinist here, and then we get to scrounge this Blamsmith, which make... Are we just like post-combating scrounging this Blamsmith? I don't hate that. Are we going to attack with the Crusader and offer a trade? I like offering the trade here. Do you want to draw cards? Nope. Well, we want to block with the Crusader. That's fair. So this summons Dreadlings post-combat because we don't want the Dreadlings to attack in to the Forever's Child. We might see a third Forever's Child enter play here. Yeah, I like this attack. So we get to eat these two Forever's Children and chump there. Our Crusader dies, so we get to draw some cards. Oh, this is gonna be good. So we're gonna play another Forever's Child here alongside with this Chlorophilia. Oh geez, this returns another Forever's Child back from the discard pile to play too, right? So we're gonna have two Forever's Children in play again. That being said, is the Banks player just dead here? I feel like the Banks player might just be dead here. Rustbucket Distractor has to mean they're just dead, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 troops in here. So we get to play this, make a thing, deal 2. And then this makes 4 things, which deals 8. This makes 2 things, which deals 12. Is that enough? I feel like that might not be enough. We get to make 1 Forever's Child not block. We get to scrounge this twice. Oh, we have a champion activation too. Oh, we get a champion activation too for Dwarf, Webspawn, Necrotic. So this champion activation is going to deal 6 as well. Is that actually just that's actually just lethal? War Machinist is a messed up hex card. That was impressive. Like, and that's part of the reason why I think Lazgar's could go. Like, we didn't even draw Lazgar's Vengeance that game, right? Just like had something really sweet and powerful, just like burned them out from 19 with these War Machinists. Did he used to be better than that? See if we have a second game from them yet. Second game here. Oh, equipment. I don't care about equipment. PV stuff is all silly. Okay, kind of a medium hand from the Rutherford Banks player here. I guess it's got Blight Bush on 2, which is pretty good. The fact that the Howling Brave can't play out on 1 is a big deal. Deathseeker on 1 is normally pretty good, but Blight Bush is going to kind of put a damper on the aggro here. I assumed I needed last. Well, your assumption was wrong. You didn't need Lazgar's Vengeance. You gotta believe in the War Machinist, Klutz. I need you to just believe in the machine. I need you to just believe in the machine. Wow, that's really good for Android here. The fact that they just played Howling Brave on 2. No resource drop here is really bad for the Banks player. They have to choose between a 3-drop or 2 2-drops. Playing the Runier here is not fantastic. It's just giving Klutz this huge window to like shove this Lazgar's Vengeance all the way down. Oh god, we drew a Crusader too. Are we playing the Crusader or are we playing the War Machinist here? Yeah, just like never not the Crusader. So we do that and we just ship with everything, right? Yep, just come on in. This is all the way down to 2. Yep, this game is over. Pretty dead here, just like, alright, crack you for 11. Go. Like, this game's again probably pretty over even without the Lazgar's Vengeance, but with the Lazgar's Vengeance it's just like completely 110% over. Lazgar's Vengeance kill you. Good. Good stuff. Diamond Wild, the deck full of health drain. Oh wait, we've got some blockers, right? But we have Rustbucket Distractor. Rustbucket Distractor makes us still lethal, right? Yeah, we get to do that. Then they can jump 1 and take 6 after we sacrifice. I mean, ramp deck doing ramp deck things, right? Like, ramp decks are awkward and clunky and inconsistent. Like, draw the wrong half. Like, wrong half problem is just, like, very much a ramp deck thing. It is literally, the format is literally going to devolve into what Standard was before they banned Lazgar's Vengeance. Eventually, when enough people decide that they enjoy winning, there will be a bunch of Lazgar's Vengeance decks, and there'll be some kind of control deck that pops up that can, like, prey on the Lazgar's Vengeance decks, because control decks thrive in narrow metagames, but those will essentially be the competitive decks. And past those, there'll be a small subset of people that just, like, don't really care about winning, but just want to do, like, neat and interesting things. So there'll still be probably, you know, 30 to 40% of the metagame that are people that are just, like, doing their own thing, and they're gonna do well and top 8 events some of the times and 3-0 these events some of the times, because TCGs have variance, so even if your deck's not optimal, you're still gonna win a non-zero amount of the time. And I don't know if the direct damage gem being banned is good or bad. I feel like they had to pick a line in the sand where, like, we ban direct damage gem or we ban Titania's Majesty. And the direct damage gem was certainly going to break other things in the future, so it's probably the safer ban. Yeah, Lazgar's Vengeance definitely helps keep Rhino Rabbit in check, just like the old sweep your board, including your spell shield Dorko. Whereas 2 matches left, TG Collector, and then Rolf and Kendril. Hope everyone's having a happy Monday. Yeah, the problem is the extinction decks are just like really bad against the extinction decks aren't great against these aggressive decks. Lazgar's Vengeance decks just like run them out of the game. Are there any actual people that play this game? You get like Inquisition in your deck too. Apparently no one plays this game. Or Nova Blitz. Their game was interesting, kinda. This screen defines Nova Blitz, yep. Gotta have other people to play with. I think Boris was fine. The problem is the Boris deck is going to play Runebind too, right? I find the Boris deck interesting, at least a lot of the gameplay is dynamic. That being said, like the Spell Shield gem could probably go. If I think I'd axe most of the Immortal watch list, just for like, and not even for like the sake of. So there's a lot of thing, and Magic players do this too. This idea that the only thing that should determine whether or not a card is legal in a format is whether or not there's answers to it or if it's too powerful. But things like the Spell Shield gem and Lazgar's Vengeance and Hideous Conversion, even if they're not too powerful because of consistency or answers, they don't generate interesting gameplay. And if your gameplay isn't interesting, what's the point? Why am I playing it, right? And like, there are things in this Redlings deck that are powerful and interesting outside of Lazgar's Vengeance, but like, other decks that I would like to work on and try that aren't Redlings are just invalidated by the fact that Lazgar's Vengeance exists. I think it's okay. I think it would be okay to remove things based on, and they've done that in the past, right? Like, that's why Lazgar's Vengeance was banned in Standard. Like there were other decks that were kind of competitive, but it's just like it didn't generate interesting gameplay that was enjoyable for many people. And that's a subjective metric. So there's people out there going, but I enjoy playing against Spell Shield Runeir, and I enjoy playing against Lazgar's Vengeance. That's fine. You're allowed to feel that way. It's definitely a subjective measurement, but I definitely think that that's a minority feeling as opposed to a majority feeling. I don't know, Griffinson. I'm just throwing that on there because there's someone out there that's gonna was rereading the Pokemon article. Yeah, someone was asking about Pokemon versus Magic, so I just linked them that. And like, this was my Pokemon experience. Too many actual games now. It takes too long. I have to actually play Magic. Or actually play Hex. Declan! One more match and then Daddy's gonna be done, okay? One more match, Skapoo. See if we can finish the Immortal thing 2-1 with the Redlings deck. Match. Yodel, right? Yodel, I miss the days of Yodel. I just typed quickly. I was just responding to a. I love when people that play a bunch of Magic are always just like, whenever you talk about other games to Magic players, they're just like, and having played a bunch of Pokemon, I love that I can like have an educated opinion on it. Someone is very, yeah, they were very wrong. They're talking about how Pokemon is a significantly easier game than Magic, and I'm just like, Pokemon standard format is much more complicated than Magic standard format on average. Much more complicated. Correct. That is exactly correct. And again, they feel smarter by putting down the other games, right? Like, if I'm playing Magic and every other game is worse than Magic and less complicated than Magic, then I am smart and thin because I play Magic and it's the most complicated of the games. It's just like this very egotistical, uneducated, and uninformed opinion. It can't be. Yeah, that's exactly like, we're super pot committed, and I want to elevate myself by putting other things down even though I'm not really familiar with them. And like, people gain validation from the things that they're invested in, right? Like, if you've put a lot of money into something like Magic, it's tough to look at other things and go, well, this other thing that I didn't spend money on could be different or better or more complicated in some way. And it's like, well, that's not good. That can't be true, because if that was true, I might be wrong for putting my money in this other thing. It's like, it's okay for you to enjoy Magic and for Pokemon to be more complicated. It's okay for that to be true. Yeah, the sunk time fallacy. An official word for it. This would be $50 off my top 64, right? You remember when it was only top 32, Klutz? It's a shame if the Pokemon TCGO had competitive events that I could play on the digital client, I would be like all in on the Pokemon TCGO client, because Pokemon as a card game is really, really enjoyable and super low variance, and I find it a lot of fun. But just like their paper structure is rancid on top of paper events just being rancid in general. So it didn't matter how far down it paid, right? We played Veteran Explorer and Birthing Pod last night. Klutz, were you around for that? I know you were in the stream earlier in the evening. Like, could I play like a Pokemon 5K from my house? I'd be in for that. Yeah, actually, so like, there's a lot of things to say about Magic Online not being great, but if you're someone that's looking to make money on an online client, if you're winning a lot, you could actually make a very reasonable amount of money from the Magic Online tournament. So like, for instance, I top 8'd the Magic Online Legacy Challenge on Saturday or Sunday, yesterday, and even though I lost in the quarterfinals, I still made $70 that I could cash out of Magic Online. So like there's money to, like, Magic Online is clunky and awkward at times, but like to say there's nothing good about it is definitely not correct. Waiting for the last match, waiting for the last match, Heidi-ho the cherry-o, waiting for the last match. You say pod committed, that's not a TCG term? I played a lot of... I think most TCG players were degenerate gamblers at some point in their lives. Or if they haven't been, they will be at some point in the future. Played a lot of cash poker during college. I'm counting on you here, Kendall. I need you to 2-0 Rumpfin here. I need the 2-0 here. Don't go to a game 3. Have a heart. Have a heart. We could talk about spoilers. I haven't kept up on spoilers. Where's the Dead of Winter spoilers? Pop this out. I have a browser. All right. All right, so sorry, OBS does this thing where when I add a source, it occasionally crashes. I should really report a bug at some point here. At some point, I will report a bug. And now I'm gonna have to manually put these archives together from a thing. That's fine. I'll do that. FFmpeg in all of its glory. I'm gonna check diapers really quick, and then we're gonna talk about some spoiler cards here from the 5 shards page. Fresh diaper on, kiddo. Well, I'm thinking about it. Go port this OBS bug really quick while I'm thinking about it. Just have a second here. Ruby is looking great so far. I mean, doesn't Ruby always look great? Light 'em up seems okay. When you play, when a card you control deals not combat damage to an opposing champion, this is your card put in your hand. This is okay. Depends on how good the direct damage is, right? Yeah, control implies in play. The engorged gobbler here is kind of funny. When you play an action, this gets -1 cost in all zones. This is like a Ruby Man Psychic Ascension. It dies to removal. That doesn't seem particularly great. Heartsworn Draxard seems pretty good. 6/6 for 6, draw 3 cards when it comes into play. When it leaves play, discard 3 cards. This will be a card that'll have a lot of sweet runebind tricks involved with it. Like you'll be able to what's it called? Holy crap, I missed this one. Liberated Berserker. Momentum 1, Deathcry, gain charges equal to this troop's attack. With Momentum 1. That's really good, right? Like this is 10 out of 10 going into Haraza as a 2-drop as at least a 1 of. This is another way to get to my Burning Banner Fester. A lot of these Momentum cards seem very reasonable. Pure Flame Protector seems really sweet. And it's Ardent, yep. Another 2/2 for 3. Another troop you play to control gets momentum equal to this troop's momentum. So like, so momentum says when you play a resource, it gets a bonus and then its momentum goes up. So basically, if you play this on 3, play a resource on 4, its momentum goes to 2, then any troops you play on 2 gain momentum 2. This card's gonna be really good with the Exalted Commander that spoils tomorrow. Gonna be a sweet card. It's got some assholes artwork on it though, but the card itself is pretty reasonable. Yeah, momentum seems very reasonable. Return to Cinder is just going to be a format staple. Deal 2 damage to an opposing troop. If it would die this turn, void it instead. Mavelit Migo. 3/1 flight speed. This can't block when an opposing troop is buried. If this... Holy cow. This card's really good, right? This 3/1? This 3/1, like, strikes me as, like, I read this card and, like, this seems like a really good card. I know that bury means mill. That's fine. The Malevolent Migo, like, this is really good. You wanna play Malevolent Migo in a deck that, like, has cards just, like, happen to be burying anyway. So, like, actually, this card is just, like, a straight combo with the constant that buries a card off each player's deck every turn, Ghastly Exchange, because you can sacrifice this to Ghastly Exchange to get something back, and then Ghastly Exchange is going to flip this back into play. Yeah, there it is. We got there. Klutz and I got there about the same time. Dawn Charger is kind of mediocre. I heard people saying this card might be really good. I don't actually think this card is that good. Sunset Shade seems fantastic. This is evasive, and its power gets bigger. I like Sunset Shade a lot. I'm not that high on Dawn Charger. ZX Judgment is interesting. So Verdict, draw a card. Put this randomly in the top half of your deck. It gets 0 cost. So like it replaces itself and it double verdicts. So, like this might be like a playable verdict card because it replaces itself and it does it twice. Chants are rotating though, right? Chants are going to be an Immortal. Oh, it's good with Vamp Prince. Yeah, that's a good angle. I like that. Definitely true. There's a verdict mechanic doing it. The verdict mechanic is kind of complex. I can't even actually tell you offhand. I'm gonna look it up. Where is it at? Alright, so when a verdict happens, the game chooses one light verdict and one dark verdict and lets your opponent pick between them. But the game intelligently chooses ones of these that are relevant. So like, it's not going to give the opponent the sacrifice a troop verdict when they don't have a troop. It's not going to give them discard a random card when they don't have a card in hand. It's not going to give them, you get a troop from your crypt back when there's no troops in your crypt. Your brother is watching Robot Trains. You are not picking right now. I know, life's tough when you're 2. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Twilight Justice is going to be very good. Look at that. Back to the final round here. Did we dodge Clutch or are we getting the mirror match? Mustache Magic is playing some Kaigalichu. I believe Mustache Magic is also streaming, so if you want to watch this match from the other side as well, you can do that on his channel. Hand's pretty good. Sucks that we're on the draw, but the hand is fantastic. To go probably Deathseeker into Webspawn into War Machinist. See if they got the Howling Brave. They always have the Howling Brave. They always have the Howling Brave! Dang it, Bobby! Alright, I'm still gonna lean on the Deathseeker. See if their turn 2 play is here. They have a Chlorophilia. It's a rabbit that makes stuff. They're just supposed to start attacking here. I'm not really in a position to block this. Not in a good spot. We need a Lazgar's Vengeance. Chlorophilia back, yep. They don't have a troop to play out here. I'm just going to trade this Deathseeker for this Ruinaire if they offer it. Place War Machinist out. Champion power, make 3 guys, attack for 3. We could get Croc next turn. I'm probably pretty dead to a Croc. Get a pretty good start on the play here. Chump that to gain 1. Interesting. Just gonna wait on these. We can scrounge them. Croc, it's easier to play in Immortal than it is in Standard Kaigu because they have Chlorophilia and Howling Brave to make more wild thresholds. The Crocus this turn, I'm probably just going to pack it in. He's 7-4. Oh, just Eternal Seeker. Alright, yep. Probably get rid of the 1s here. Yeah, I guess they lose a thing too, right? Let's go ahead and scrounge this. And smash here. Hi, Jacob. I guess I could hold this Blamsmith back, but like, they probably have removal. They have a Rancor here, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. I love you, oldest son. You want to eat? Yeah. Okay, Dad's almost done, and then we'll go upstairs and get some. Yes, we will eat in a minute. Eat. Alright, so... Oh, this has Crush, doesn't it? So, Blamsack does 3 to them here. I love you, oldest son. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Dead to Rancor. I'm pretty sure we're just on the click submit plan here. Can't interact with Ruinaire other than Lazgar's Vengeance, so just run it up and hopefully they don't have Howling Brave on the second. This game when we're on the play will be easier. Hopefully game 3 they have a slower start. Or we have a Lazgar's Vengeance, one of the two. You gotta wait a couple minutes, buddy. Do you want some cashews while you wait? You want cashews or Cliff Bar while you wait? You want some Cliff Bar? Okay. It's okay. Not exciting, but it's fine. Seeker had one on the play with Lazgars in the opener. I mean, is your face not a climbing wall? I don't actually think that's true, Hodor. Like, Ire doesn't actually kill any of his troops that I care about. I guess it kills this Howling Brave, like this is better as Ire here, but like, Cremate has the upside of like enabling silly Wicked Webspawn things and also like being free on critical turns where I don't have a lot of resources. Am I just playing this Rustbucket here? If I don't hit anything, I think I'm just playing the Rustbucket. Alright, we hit... Oh, I don't have a thing in here yet, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna play this and hit my champion power and attack for 4 here. Pick my Lazgars down to 4. Yeah, I think Ire is better than Crackling Bolt. I think that's a small change you can definitely make. Okay, so my opponent's done a whole lot of nothing. I'm assuming we're getting like Hero Fallen or something here, maybe Strangled or Rockcast. But like, they're probably taking 5 this turn down to 10, and then like I have like 5 power left over with the Lazgar's Vengeance in hand that's free and a Rustbucket Distractor. God, how good is that they didn't hit the Rustbucket Distractor for us? God bless. We know he's not ghosting. I'm being attacked by children. Hey, what do you got? Hopefully something that dies to Lazgars. Oh, that's scary. Yep. Alright, so you're getting Croc next turn. Hopefully we draw a Cremate or a coin, so there is no next turn. Cremate or coin, Cremate or coin, Cremate or coin, Cremate or coin. Alright, this should be good for us. We'll do that. Attack with these. Play this. Pass the turn, so they're dead even with a Croc. I need like Croc plus Cheap Shot. Hi, Declan. Hey. Hi. Oh God, help. Help, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Help. Help, I'm being attacked. Somebody send reinforcements. Help. 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 I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. I need someone. Help. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Harry, Harry, Harry.
Yeah, you singing like Dad?
Harry, 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 Harry.
Oh, yeah. Dinosaur got a little distracted here. Big bad Dino got a little distractor-roonied. Yeah, and again, I think I'm just clicking submit. I think I'm just on the try and kill you game plan. I don't think any of these cards really do anything. Like maybe the Fissuresmith could be okay, maybe. I don't think that's true though. Alright, maybe he won't have Howling Brave on one for the third game in a row. Oh, did that hurt? I bet that hurt a little bit. I'm gonna keep this. Dude. Every game, just every single game won. Never not Howling Brave on one. Never not Howling Brave on one. Alright, War Machinist, let's go. Let's go, War Machinist! If you're gonna play a deck with Howling Brave in it, you should make sure to always have it on one. Children. God, that's gross. Like, what do you bring? I don't know. This format doesn't have a metagame. That's exactly right. When do they have it? Always. When do you have it? Never. The truest TCG mantras ever. My opponent always has it, and I never have it. I am very unlucky. Stop attacking me. Oh, God. That's a big boy right there. It's a big boy right there. War Machinist was a good draw. I'm gonna do that. Notably, they missed their resource here. So let's scrounge this. Make Master Moss not be able to block. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my champion power here. Deal 2 to them directly with the War Machinist. Go ahead and smash face here. Look, this is not just for the camera. This is my life. This is my life. This is not Declan hamming it up. This is who Declan is. We need to dodge Croc here. If they hit non-slow shard Croc, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Gonna gobble up our things. Oh, don't dino me. Don't dino me. Don't. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Huh. So because of this, Carnosaur. Hi, Jake. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice this. And sacrifice this. Do I want this Croc to be able to fight these two? Probably not. So let's do this. So Croc has to fight exactly 2 things. So by sacking the rest of my board there, they can't fight just my 4/4. Hopefully we draw an on-slow shard here so we can play the 2 dwarves out. Wicked Webspawn. Wicked Webspawn is not bad. Do I want to just Rustbucket and attack for 3? I think I do. Yeah, if you wait for them to target, it's too late. So you can't wait for them to target. If that resolved without me sacking my stuff, they'd probably target my Lackey in a 1/1, and then I'd lose my Lackey. That's pretty good for us. I guess we're kind of losing this race here, right? Until Explorer's pretty good. It's a shame they didn't get... Oh, they hit a blood resource. It's a shame they didn't get back like Hero Fall. Am I in the market to block? I feel like not yet. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to block there. Block and then sack it to the Emperor's Lackey. That's probably what was supposed to have happened there. Brick Bunny. Bingo! Oh, yeah, the Wicked Webspawn too. Or a Blight Bush too. We're probably dead at this point. I think that's too many blockers for us to get through. Yeah, missing another resource here. Not gonna be. Alright, I am being assaulted by toddlers aplenty, and we're pretty dead here, so I'm gonna sign off for the afternoon. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and I will catch all of y'all around later. And again, someone's gonna point to this video and go, Lazgar's Vengeance is fine, leave it alone, and I'm gonna be like, catch y'all around later.